Hey, it's Benjie Cole, son of Al Cole from CBS Radio and host of the syndicated talk show, People of Distinction. The talk that gives you an in-depth view of some of the most dynamic, intelligent, and successful people on the planet. Run to our website, alcoleenterprises.com for more info. Email me directly through Benjie at alcoleenterprises.com if you'd like to get involved with what we have going. And as always, please continue to like and follow our broadcasts. People of Distinction is an internationally syndicated show solely due to the love and support that you all continue to show. We're available across all major podcast distributors, and like I mentioned, people, if you keep following, we're going to continue to put out the content. Now sit back and strap in because we are delighted to showcase this next guest on our network. And on the line with us today, we have the impressive Sinnaj. Now we're going to be discussing her amazing book, The Things I Carry, Volume 1. Now it's available for purchase through Amazon, Barnes & Noble, but to gather everything that she has in store, people check out her personal site, and that's Sinnaj.com. There you're going to gather a whole host of things, more information on her books, a hyperlink set up to take you to the purchasing pages. Man, it really is a one-stop shop. Also check out her other books, From a Note to a Novel, followed by Strength in Weakness. I'm telling you, these are books that you need to add to your shelf. Again, that's Sinnaj.com. And I quickly want to take this opportunity to point out that she was brought to our network by worldwide publicists. So if you're a writer out there who has gone through their process and now you need help moving the masterpiece you just developed, well, look no further than worldwide publicist, people, because this is exactly what they specialize in. Now you're going to want to head on over to worldwidepublicist.com and gather all the ways that their fantastic team is going to help you do just that. And people, listen, it is a pleasure, a true honor to have Sinnaj here on the line. Her book, The Things I Carry, Volume 1, man, strap in, okay? Trust me when I tell you, this memoir is raw. This memoir is insightful. It is deep. It is truly groundbreaking, and it's going to help you. Man, it's gonna help you move some mountains, okay? I love having authors that have written memoirs because there's so much wisdom to be gained. When we have memoirs here, it's like that old, listen, you understand, people, when you go through your experiences equate to wisdom. Well, the beneficial thing about memoirs is it doesn't always have to be your particular experience that wisdom is derived from. Sometimes we can benefit from learning from others, and then we can hopefully avoid some potholes on our journey as well. Sinnaj is offering gold in written form. You're gonna wanna sit back, strap in, and trust me when I tell you, we're gonna scratch the surface here today, but by the time we've concluded, you're gonna run and purchase your copies because you're gonna understand, yeah, this is one you need to add to your shelf because it is a fantastic gift. Sit back, strap in, and listen up. Sinnaj, first and foremost, welcome to People of Distinction, and thank you very much for being a guest. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Listen, it is a true pleasure to have you here with us. I really do mean that. Your book, Sinnaj, your book is going to be able to empower a lot of individuals. And I'm sure you must have known that in its creation. And we're going to cover inspiration in just a moment. But first and foremost, man, let's start off by learning a little bit more about yourself and your background. I know that this is a memoir, so a lot of the pieces may overlap, but of course, this is not just your story. It's about other individuals that you've met along the way as well. So tell us more about yourself and your background. Who is Sinnaj?
Well, I'm a PK. I'm a preacher's kid. My dad passed away in 2019, and I'm a daddy's girl. Mm-hmm. But I learned from an early age how to entertain myself, and I've written from an early age. I was more of a closet writer. So I write and then store it and then go back and read it sometime later and then try to figure out what state of mind was I in or what was happening in my life at that time. But I am the biggest introvert who's an extrovert, I guess, in my writing.
Well, you know, it's interesting that you're saying you're an introvert, yet you're exposing so much personal aspects of your life through this book, right? So that's probably the most extroverted thing you could have possibly done. But, you know, listen, we appreciate it because now we get to receive the gift that this book truly is. Sinnaj, without further ado, all right, let's jump into your book. Tell us a little bit more about this fantastic memoir.
Okay. Well, I believe that everyone has a story. Everyone has a book in them. And I believe that we all share a human experience, whether we want to verbalize it or not. I was using writing as escapism, I guess. So when I was tasked with caring for my mom, who now has dementia, I felt like I was in chaos all the time. So the writing was my way to escape. I could be in the room with her and then still at the same time be very, very far away from the chaos of dementia. I didn't sign up for a lot of things that came with it, but yeah, I'm glad I chose this medium. And I believe that I will help a lot of people navigate their own journeys through sharing what I've shared.
Sinnaj, how did writing this memoir change your perspective on events and the people in which you wrote about?
Through writing these stories, I learned that I'm not alone in my experiences. And it wasn't something that was happening to me. It turns out that it was something happening for me. And through the journey that I took through these writings, it allowed me to dig into that treasure trove of experiences that are within me. And it's like uncovering layers, and the more I uncovered, the deeper I went, and voila, we're here. And I'm so glad I am.
Well, listen, that is a great concept that I want to go into. And I think it's safe to assume what you meant by it. But I do think it's profound, and it is definitely worth exploring. You mentioned a moment ago that when these experiences were happening, you internalized it as it wasn't happening to you, it was happening for you. Now, I think that is a powerful statement and something that has has gold to be offered, right? Because I think there's a lot of wisdom in that. Talk to us a little bit more about that, saying what you mean by it and how these experiences that you had helped enrich or even develop you.
Well, I think of it as it's been therapeutic for me. I don't think that I could have gone anywhere for the knowledge that I received from an internal space, because these experiences caused me to heighten my conversations with God. You know what I'm saying? It caused me to run to Him for everything I needed. And if I needed to talk to someone and no one was available, well, God never puts me on hold. He never says, I'll get back to you. It's like He's always there. And I'd ask questions, He'd answer. When I called, He answered. It was just a beautiful thing. And I didn't realize it going in, but as I traversed this area, it started becoming clear. I mean, I would have lucid dreams. You know, I'd go to sleep with something on my mind and have these wild, colorful dreams and get the answers I was looking for. So it's been a wonderful spiritual enlightenment journey, and I would do it all again. I would do it all again. It came with a price, but I'd gladly pay it twice. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. People, listen, I'm telling you, this is a book that needs to be added to your shelf. Again, it's called The Things I Carry, Volume 1. While you're at it, remember there are 2 other books that she has written at this time, and hopefully a lot more on the horizon that we're going to be able to take part in. It's Amazon, it's Barnes & Noble, it's a whole host of other places. But most importantly, check out her personal site, Sinnaj.com. It really is a one-stop shop for everything that she has to offer. Head on over there and get lost in it, because I promise you, you're going to want to gather what she has to offer, okay? You know, Sinnaj, my follow-up question here. I understand that from a human perspective, sometimes it is difficult enough for us to look in the mirror at ourselves and see certain blemishes within us that we would sometimes either, you know, sweep under the rug and not have to face, right? There are certain aspects in our lives that when we come across, man, we feel shame, we feel guilt, we feel a whole host of emotions, and we just want to, like I said, we just want to sweep them under the rug. We don't even want to acknowledge that they exist within ourselves. So for you to have taken this opportunity and showcase certain deep personal moments within your life, not only to yourself, but listen, to the world, Sinnaj, that takes bravery, okay? That takes courage. That takes a whole lot, because what you're doing and what you're constructing is much larger than a literary creation. So my curiosity, right? My question for you is, why did you feel compelled to do this and to showcase yourself in such a way?
Well, as you said, we all have blemishes. We all have flaws. We're all flawed. But in going through this journey, I learned to accept and actually love those things about myself. I mean, I'm not perfect. I don't know who is. But the truth of who I am is found in those things that are flawed, that are imperfect. And the people who accept me for who I am, they will accept me, flaws and all, you know, quirks and all, blemishes and all. And if that's not good enough, if I'm not good enough to be accepted just as I am, then that's what it is. But I've learned in this journey too, Benjie, that there is nothing or no one that I am unable to walk away from. Well, except God, of course. But there's nothing in my life that I will say, oh, I can't live without that, or I can't live without him, or I've got to have, there's nothing in my life that I will not walk away from if it disturbs my peace. If it costs me my peace, then I'm going to choose my peace. And sometimes my peace comes with blemishes and flaws. And I love every part of that. I'm tickled by it. I mean, the things I find out about me, even today, it makes me laugh. It makes me smile. It makes my heart pound with just joy and bliss. Because I am who I am. God made me this way. And Number one, if I can't accept me, how can I expect anyone else to? If I can't accept my blemishes and my flaws, how can I expect anyone else to? So I embrace that about myself. And I'm so glad that I got to the point where I could.
Sinnaj, that is beautiful. What you just said was incredible. And people, how many of us listening in right now can relate to that notion? How often do we or have we sacrificed our inner peace, our peace of mind for someone else's? And listen, I know that is something that with age, you start to get more and more comfortable and more confident with the fact that, listen, man, my solace is worth much more than anything else. And I keep my circle small specifically for that, because if you're not adding things to my life, if you're not bringing things to it, you're bringing more stress, and listen, I ain't got time for that. I don't want it. I don't want to just take that someplace else, okay? People, trust me when I tell you we have just scratched the surface, okay? I could sit here, and I can talk to Sinnaj all day. I'm not going to do that. The onus is on you now. The information is right there on the screen. It's been there this entire time. It's Amazon, it's Barnes & Noble, it's Sinnaj.com. The book is called The Things I Carry, Volume 1. Remember, there are 2 other books that she has written, From a Note to a Novel, followed by Strength and Weakness. Check out all those places and pick up your copies today. These are fantastic books to be added to your shelves. They're even better gifts to add to someone else's. They're going to help you move mountains. And people, trust me when I tell you, they are much larger than literary creations, okay? You know where to go. Pick up your copies today. Sinnaj, this has been a true pleasure. Thank you for the wonderful words of wisdom. Thank you for creating these amazing books. But most importantly, thank you for being here with us to discuss them all through people of distinction.
Thank you, Benjie. It's been my pleasure.